Folks, we start the way we start. I'm getting many comments. People saying a corruption pass, signing in for people who haven't signed. Guilty as charged. So all those of you who have mentioned your name without signing in, by the time I finish the show, you should sign it. Folks, as usual, Joy FM would like to state that the views, comments, opinions, contributions, and statements made by contributors and commentators on this program do not necessarily represent the views or policies of Multimedia Group Limited or Joy FM, and neither Multimedia Group Limited nor Joy FM necessarily share, sanction, or endorse the views, comments, opinions, or contributions so expressed on this program. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Here we are once again to do what we do best. Here we are gathered as one people with a shared goal, common interest, and love for one purpose, to perform one of radio's most important rituals. Every Monday right here at the same time, we gather on Joy 99.7 FM and do the needful. Folks, welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. A ritual I call That's My Opinion. And our topic today, folks, when Israel was in Egypt land. When Israel was in Egypt land. So at this point, I'll say, let us all gather and make truth good. Send your messages around, get your groups, everybody to tune in, because it definitely calls for a debate after the show. Folks, now I know the topic seems quite off. Some of you may be wondering where from this and where is he going with this. But the usual listeners, know that I will by all means land on something. So be patient with me while I journey with you to the days of Pharaohs. To the days when Israel was oppressed by Egypt. Approximately in the year 1876, according to Google, talking BC here. Now, I know we cannot, thoroughly rely on that, but let's just work with it, because what I need is the substance of the story and not necessarily the date. So 1876 BC, before Christ was born. Now, the Bible, according to the Bible and legends, it tells us that for 430 years, Israel lived in Egypt. The conditions under which they lived was harsh and very brutal. Folks, over 400 years they endured. But why did they end up there, one would ask? Well, the story goes back to the days of Joseph, and when his jealous brothers, they felt the father was pampering and giving their baby brother too much attention. So they sold him off. Joseph ended up in Egypt, rose through the ranks to become prime minister. Then there was famine in Canaan. The brothers went to Egypt to find food, and that's when they saw their brother from which they had sold, sitting there in high office, With food, good governance, and brother in power, they began moving to settle in Egypt. But after their brother died, subsequent pharaohs did not treat them as their brother did. They went through very harsh treatment. Folks, they were enslaved. The Bible tells us they were enslaved. And for over 400 years, they complained and whined and whinged and complained and whined and whinged. There were few opinionators. There were few who had dissenting views who thought they should revolt and break away. But there were too few to make any significant difference. The majority did not want to risk the unknown, the fear of change, the fear of responsibility, the terror of even having to think, plan. Hey, so they gave excuses to comfort themselves. They said, after all, here we can get some food to eat. After all, here we have some shelter, some health care, some security, some protection. We know what to expect. Good or bad, we live. So we are staying put. The idea or thought of change was simply so scary and terrifying. Folks, the story is told that Moses was delivered unto them. At the time, he was the Che Guevara, the red beret wearing rebel. At all costs, he was going to set his people free. Kwame Nkrumah, independence now, not later. But Pharaoh said no. No. Folks, it was not only Pharaoh, the Egyptians who resisted, not only Pharaoh and the Egyptians who resisted, folks, the very Israelites who were enslaved, the very people who Moses was there to free, they kicked against Moses. Those who were being put on the farm and working from dusk to dawn, dawn to dusk, lifting, pushing, pulling, plowing. When it was time to free them, they kicked against Moses. But that wasn't it. Moses persisted. And even after he was able to move the crowd away or move the people away from Egypt, on the way, the slightest turn, curve, bend in the road, they said, no, take us back. Sign fire call. They preferred the status quo because they knew their fate. Good or bad, they knew their fate. No matter the signs and wonders that Moses showed, they said no. They had read and they knew how other places were and what the independence meant and what they could do with their freedom. But no, they wanted to go back to Egypt. They preferred the status quo. Folks, forgive me for boring you with a story you already know. But I feel, folks, we have become just like the Israelites. We are all complaining, but in truth, we are scared of the unknown. Maybe. Folks, we love to hate corruption. We love the lip service paid to it. But actually, the thought of leaving Egypt, I am not sure that we are ready. I am not sure we are ready to actually enforce the laws and put just a little common sense stop gaps in place to stop it. I am not sure we are ready to leave Egypt. No. Just complain a bit. Let's move on. Tomorrow is another day. Folks, when the news broke about Cecilia the Power with huge sums stolen from her home, wow, social media went mad. Mainstream media, went wild. And as usual, guilty before trial. Some spoke as though they actually knew where, she went to take the money. Because she actually saw her go into the vault of the bank and take the money to go and put it in the room. That's how they speak. They were she was tried and condemned by the media. But folks, can you blame them? Can we blame their sentiments? A country on its knees, a country living on e-levy, barely scraped through IMF, a country begging other countries to beg on our behalf. I mean, that's where we are. We can't even beg direct. We need to beg somebody to beg for us. And then proponents of the same government who got us here suddenly appear with such mysterious optics. Such mysterious optics. It is very unusual to have such huge sums at home. It's not normal. So can't you blame people with their thoughts and judgments? Folks, in all honesty, even within this administration, I'm asking you, is this new? To find a person in political power or exposed to government with huge sums missing or, too much property ascribed to somebody, huge purchases of buildings, and you're wondering from where? Is this new? This sudden wealth and entitlement, this impunity, this, we deserve what we have not earned attitude. So my question is, why does it keep going on? If this is not the first one, then why does it keep going on? Just like the Israelites, folks, we are scared of the unknown. We are not ready to try anything new. And just like the pharaohs, they have sussed our weak point. Whatever they do, we shall vote for them. Folks, the pharaohs knew that if the Israelites left Egypt, they will have to go and start all over. Build houses, build roads, drainage system, start their own farms, set up industry, schools, and they were not ready for that responsibility. Just like us. We are not ready to try anything new. If you like, folks, if you like, right? Let me call an enough is enough demo and just ask 2,000 people out of the 15 million adults in this country to show up. Folks, the next day I'll be a laughing stock. The next day, just like the Israelites who were kicking against Moses who was trying to save them, the same people who I'm trying to gather around to get the system changed will make me a laughing stock. So the pharaohs of our time, they know that no matter what, the worst is to vote them out for 2 terms. And we'll bring them back. If they are able to gather and solicit enough funds to last the time, they will surely be back. So as for me, folks, I am looking far and beyond Cecilia Dapa. How do we get to a state where people cannot even dream of such impunity rather than even implement it? How do we get to that state where we build a culture that pharaohs of our time will be so scared to live this kind of carefree life? Folks, people get the government they deserve. People get the government they deserve. But folks, let me tell you something. Any one of you listening to me, including myself, if you gave me somewhat unlimited power and authority, huge sums of money, with little or no accountability, responsibility in words rather than in deed, the chances of anyone getting tempted, corrupted, or spoiled is very high. Because you're almost immune to sacking a seemingly guaranteed ministerial position with no hunger to leave a legacy. We're just like the Israelites in Egypt. All the pharaohs will treat us the same way. Now, I don't know where our Moses will come from. But he or she, if he does, folks, have an even bigger task. Has an even bigger task than the one who came 2,000 years before Christ. Folks, 8 people, I think the last 2 elections, 8 people were shot, died, killed. And I'm assuming if their ghost should go out for a stroll one day and decide to, let's pop into Ghana to see what happened. And they come down to visit and they see what they died for. Folks, they will probably die again out of heartache. They will probably die again out of heartache. 1971. Folks, we strap gallant men on bars and just shot them. Comparably, those guys are angels, saints. Comparably, they are saints. But we live just like the Israelites. Let the status quo remain. Folks, if the OSP has time and staff, he should do a swoop through the homes and offices of these pharaohs. I'm telling you, he may find probably half of what we owe the IMF. He should swoop through the homes and offices and do just a little search. You probably have a heart attack. Folks, but there are 2 schools of thoughts. Deal with the minister. Others says no. Deal with the house help. The minister is a victim. And I'm probably in the 3rd school of thoughts. Does the Odaw River looks like it's gotten a $43 million treatment? Does the Odaw River look like it's gotten a $43 million treatment? We'll probably leave it to the technical guys to answer. Who will be our Moses? Who will liberate us from this Egypt? Folks, if we don't look at this issue holistically and just narrow it in as though it's a one-off, then we are stuck in Egypt. Oppressed so hard, yet we can't go. Overworked, underpaid, overtaxed, ill-levied till thy kingdom come, yet we can't go. It is not a Cecilia Dapa problem. It is a culture. And we have to find out how it was built and why it is that it persists. So yes, Nasemaba, let's look into it. Let's deal with it. But I'm saying stand back, because it is not, and yet it is not like I am going to say, Esida. We are here when the divorce petition came. And I keep saying it was as though they were divorcing from Death Traco. I want this house, I want that house, I want this house. But according to the same divorce petition, just before they came into government, near Hindine, within 2 years, flats, this, that. Minister, 17 million cedis in the car, yes, driver the car, and this getting in our car. So it is not a Cecilia Dapa problem, it is a culture. And we need to get our eyes, shine our eyes, as they say, and find out why is it that it persists. The pharaohs have known our weak points. You dang, you better one more. Oh, you better complaining, but you better one more. Folks, in the face of unnecessary, denied good health care, go to an area and sometimes they just want a, clinical, physician or physician assistant. It is nothing beyond us. Patrosa. Quality education. Come my DC. I just asked for toilet in the classroom. Tells me I'm ungrateful. School no nyobe tuako. Can you imagine? DC. Just toilet. Let's put toilets in the school for students. Tells me, say, I'm ungrateful. Na school no two kwane ya ukubitu wako. That's where we are. Folks, that's where we are. Roads are being washed away. And sometimes you wonder how much would it take for just a bit of laterite and grader and a roller? How is it really beyond us? Just laterite, a bit of grader, just stamp it down, just make it manageable. Get to. Because someone tried to get to a Dumasan, also, if you have helicopter craft, helicopter craft, what the fuck is what? And you ask, just laterite is free. The left and right of the road is just laterite. So all you have to just dig the laterite, put you on the road, grade a faso, roller, just a team so people can manage all over the country. Nobody's asking for paved or gold roads. Job opportunities, folks. People just leave school and they are desperate. So when you say, yeah, call police, you think they want to be policemen? No, they just want something so they get paid at the end of the month. What are we doing, folks? Still slaving in Egypt? Or are we truly ready for that change that we complain about? Is there a Moses out there that's going to lead out of this quagmire? Because, in spite of all this, I keep telling you that there's a magic in this country. And it's just our own doing and wickedness and selfishness that's bringing us here. Is there a Moses out there? And if there is, are we ready to follow him out there? Or are we just going to pretend it is that happened? No! It is a common thing. Common. Listen, I know one or two other stories that's not in the media. The same thing where there's too much money in the house, not driver, they call gardener, they call. I know a couple of stories like that. So it's rife. So, fellow Israelites, are we ready to leave Egypt? 0302 216 541. I don't think it's going to be a popular show, but let's try. 0302 216 541. Okay, who's my first caller?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi, let me hear you.
Okay. Funny hair. So I always say that the solution to Ghana's problem is not more money, not putting more money in state coffers. It's leadership. Maybe we should start advocating for going to the IMF for good leaders, not more money. Honestly, because that's not the problem. It's the people. The people we put in place of the resources and in the higher offices. They are the problem. And the ones we do who also follow them. She asks, are we ready? I am ready, but I can't say anything for the next person. Like I said last week, one of my family people wanted to, assume office as a parliamentarian. And I didn't vote for him because I saw a different person. These politicians, they are not philanthropists, they are takers. So they give small, hoping they will take the big. They will take the big meat. They bait you with the small things they do, like a philanthropist. Meanwhile, they are not. You give them the mandate, put them in the office, and they take the bigger picture. So yes, I am ready. I don't know for others, Nana.
Thank you very much for calling. And hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana. Thank God for kicking you.
Good. You see, you saved me because my mic ordered that.
It's like coming here from this one, Jerry. You didn't see my message, but you believe I'm by all means in tune.
I know, right?
I sent a message for somebody to forward it to you that I'm listening, but unfortunately, it didn't come to you earlier.
Oh, good.
Nana, thank God for always speaking the truth. Nana, you are talking about the culture. I thank you very much for saying that it's not only Madame Dapa alone. I believe this is not the first time we are seeing people having money in their vehicles and their rooms. You understand? It has been a culture. Why should it be a culture? It looks as if what is happening is like, somebody's money hoarding in a room can build a 6-classroom block. But here we are. Our debtors are told. You can't even, they stole the gutters. So why should it be possible for one single person holding money, this amount of money in the room? Don't you have any law that prevents people from holding money in their rooms? And what do you do to them? Nana, I think I heard it somewhere that before somebody will occupy an office, government office, they should declare their assets. Was it possible? Are they doing it? This time around, this is what is happening. The person will say that, this money is not for me alone, it belongs to family members or what have you. Who is going to do investigation to get the very where these monies are coming from? It has been a culture. And why should it be a culture? It's a problem, Nana. God will do for speaking the truth.
Thank you very much to 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Godfather, I greet you, sir.
Hey, I greet you back. It's been a while, Derek.
It's your boy, Derek. Your old Derek.
Yes. Let me hear you.
It's unfortunate I'm not calling your flight. I would love to love my condition. Anyway, Nana, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's in ranking. His is what? $1 million and 300,000 euro, and also few other cities. Oh, there are people who are sitting on $10 million, $20 million, $50 million. That's the game plan. So, but I'll end it here. There's more to this.
Thank you very much. Nice to hear from you again. 0302-216-541. Hello, who's talking to me?
My name is Boutros.
Boutros,
how are you?
I'm very good.
Yes. I think that we have sat in this country for far too long and we have complained about the CD depreciation. And today, we know the reason why the CD has been performing unfavorably when it comes to the dollar. You see, Nana, I think that it is better. The reason why we are in this soup is that this government doesn't listen. He's quick, the president as the executive leader is quick to always clear them. Look at what happened in PDS. Look at what happened in this child issue. Look at what happened this gold scandal and all of this. Anytime these things happen, you only have to clear the people. Look at the letter that when Cecilia Dapa wrote the resignation, even the resignation letter, I didn't even believe that the resignation letter emanated from the woman. I believe that they wrote their own letter and signed it, because if you check the signature of the official letters.
You can just leave
Hello?
that out. Well, we can't substantiate that. So.
No, I'm just making a point. I mean, because I'm just making a point. You can just go and check what I'm saying.
No, but if you say that, then it's like you're saying somebody's fraudulent in terms of signing a signature. Then you're taking it to a different dimension. But thanks for calling anyway. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
Emmanuel Kobabi calling from Tawani Town.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, as you talk about Moses, as like you said, the guy that Moses tried to save, or the guy whom Moses saved, was the same very guy who tried to blow the cover of Moses. That is exactly what Ghanaians are like. Those of us who go out there defending these politicians, funny enough, majority of us, none of us has nothing to do with them. We don't have anything to do with them. We have nowhere near the corridors of power. They don't even give us a dime. Could you imagine some of these guys, some of the guys, they go out there fighting in the name of NDC NPP and go home after arguing vehemently with their friends. They go home and fight their parents, their mothers, for not reserving food for them. this is the mental. It is my party. So if my party is doing the wrong thing, I shouldn't say it. And there's no way I have to let you know that your party, my party is wrong, is in the wrong. That's how the Ghanaian is behaving these days. And it is so baffling.
Thank you very much for that. Nana, which party will Moses belong to? Because if she decides to go independent, Ayeka, the only solution is the narrow path. None of us is willing and bold enough to take. Lord have mercy. Udute ni udute. And hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Kwame.
Kwame, let me hear you.
And I tell you, if we get to the middle of the journey to the promised land, we will still want to go back to Egypt. But bottom line is, there are bigger things that are happening beyond what we see in our leadership. Can you imagine a country that produces the best producer of gold in the world, and we buy our own gold? We buy our gold. We take taxes and we take royalties, and we buy our own gold, and we are proud of it. Abusa, any abuni ayenkwa the year warning food. No government has come to say that if you are digging gold from Ghana, do it Abusa or Abunu, and let me keep part of the gold. We let them dig it, take it out, and then we go and stand in front of them and buy. And when we buy it in cities, we are proud. I mean, it's beyond. The pharaohs will continue to deceive us with garlic, and we will go for it. That is all that is happening to us. It's a bigger problem of leadership than just somebody keeping $1 million in her house or 300,000. It's bigger, far bigger. How do we go and beg for 3 billion cedis when the gold exported from this country far exceeds that amount? It's big. The problem is big. And like you're saying, we need a paradigm shift, a leader who will not follow this the rule of thumb and whip us in line to do the right things, and he himself doing the right things. Otherwise, it is a very vicious cycle. Bauxite is taking out, gold is taking out, manganese is taking out, and we pride ourselves in taking royalties and taxes. Oil is taking out. We pride ourselves in taking royalties and taxes. That is that, and these are things that are supervised by so-called learned lawyers who are citizens of this country. We need help. We need help. I hope that when we get to we start the journey to the promised land, people will not yearn that we should go back to Egypt and chew garlic.
Thank you very much. And who's talking to me, please?
Kofi.
Come again.
Kofi,
let me hear you.
I would like to reaffirm the first caller mentioned something about we seeking for leaders instead of loans from these international bodies. And I think that is really a strong point to make, because it makes a lot of sense. You've been going for loan for how many years now, and what has really changed? Really. So, and my papa who just made some really salient points, Nana. A whole country like Ghana, with all these resources, we can't even mine them ourselves. And when you say, they are proud to take a small fraction of loans, a small fraction of taxes, and that's all they are interested in. So do we even have vision to begin with? Where are we going as a people? Nana, where are we going?
Thank you very much. I hope somebody will get us out of the promised land. Need Tojo from Tema Newtown. Indiscipline is our biggest problem in Ghana. We are not ready for change. We are crying and we are crying. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, my name is Derek.
Derek, let me hear you.
Okay, I think there are a host of problems that is what affecting Ghana, and also that is preventing us from moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think a major one is the structure of our electoral process. Okay, whereby we have the winner takes all party system. All right. If we can change this, okay, it will ensure some accountability. All right, because there's no accountability in this in our governance. Right? Who do you who I guess you get what I'm saying, right? Who keeps the who watches the watchman, right? But if we have what electoral process whereby like people are politicians declare their assets before they go into power, this will also what get rid of all these problems. And also, like other people are saying, we need visionary leaders, all right, nationalists, okay, people who have the nation at heart, okay, not people who want to what enrich their family, all right. People day in day out policies of people are government is entering what's the name agreement to just what amass what. Okay, all of this. Okay, if we should have what leaders who are what nationalists, who are what seeking the welfare of the nation, wouldn't be what having these troubles.
Thank you very much for that call. 0302 216 541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, my name is George.
George, let me hear you.
And I think we have actually reached the crossroads. There's been too much talking, finger pointing. It is him. It is him. It is him. We want the change right now. You see, let it start with the Nakufado. Now. I mean, from Eugene Ayin to wine. From St. John, just start imprisoning them. We are not going to wait for any Moses to come from nowhere. We have shamed ourselves for too long. It's about time we go ahead and punish from today. If it's Nana Ansah Kwao IV, we'll throw him in jail. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much for listening, and thank you even more for calling. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, Nana.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Kwesi.
Kwesi, let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, you spoke about the culture. I mean, is this the culture we are proud about?
No. I'm just saying that we shouldn't talk about this issue as if it's an exclusive issue, but it's a culture that it's within, the governance system, and that's how we should stop it, rather than just going after this lady as though it being sidano. So why is it happening? That's where that's what I'm trying to draw our attention to.
Then I get your point. My point is, we vote for these people. They come into power, and all they do is to steal from us. Whilst in other jurisdictions, they don't steal for their people, but what they have, they make it better for their people. But ours is different. Each and every one for himself, God for us all. And that's so bad. So if we are proud of our culture, the Santinimi and Krenimi, whatever, all the Nimis, and this is our attitude, don't you think it's bad? It is, because frankly speaking, any time it comes up, we are all proud of where we come from. But we get to the positions.
I wasn't talking.
We get to the positions, and all we do is not helping the ordinary Ghanaian. That's my point. I'm not attacking you.
No, I get you. But I don't want you to look at culture as in Akan culture or Ghana culture. I'm talking about the corruption culture that we seem to have adopted. That's what I was talking about, and not like our tribes and culture that's way. But thank you so much for calling 0302 216 541. Yao in Achimota says, good evening, Nana. Let's remember that someone was sent to a firing squad and killed for going for a bank loan. Look at what's happening today. It's sickening, Yao. Yao in Achimota, it is absolutely strange. Hello, who's talking to me? Terrible line. Try and call back 0302216541 when Israel was in Egypt land. How do we get out of this culture that we seem to be? Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, this is Prof. I calling from Obom.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, it's a problem. Sometimes when matters of this crop up, you feel as a young person, you feel like you don't have any hope in Ghana. Because, if you look at things that the youth are going through in Ghana, and realize that we have such resources in Ghana which we could use, to expand in terms of, industries to employ the teeming unemployed youth. And this is what, happens in this country. So sometimes we the youth, Nana, we feel that we should just move out of the country and find ourselves somewhere, really. Because, my goodness, Nana, so that culture you are talking about, and
hello?
How we are able to break the culture. It's something that we really have to look at it. But sometimes I feel that in the constitution that has been crafted, actually, the proponents of the constitution, they have actually failed the country. And so it's something that we should also be looking into going forward. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for even calling. Condolences to myself, my Chief of Staff and Abrewetia, Mrs. Yajanwa Versing. She will be laid in state Saturday, 5th of August at the Edumasa Chief's Palace, my palace. She was my Chief of Staff, and at the time was so unusual for a male chief to have a female Chief of Staff. But hey, I never conform, and she did her good job. And so January Versin sadly passed, and her funeral will be held Saturday, 5th of August at the Kwamu Edumasa. She'll be laid in state at the Chief's Palace. Burial will be the same day, Saturday, 5th of August. And then Thanksgiving service will be 6th of August. All in Akwamu Edumasa. All sympathizers cordially invited. Well, folks, that's what we do every Monday. If you haven't tuned in before, you've missed years and years and years of insightful topics and debates. Every Monday at the same time, make it a point to tune in. Abeku was on the ones and twos. Kofi Hayford has lined up some really good soul-searching songs for us to redeem ourselves. The man with the golden phone is lining up. Maxwell Agbagba. Or Frewa Fo, because it's a golden phone, you not get an opportunity. If you get a missed call from him, call him back. Senior journalist to give you your news bulletin. I'm Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Edumasa. Folks, God willing, Monday, we'll be back to do this all over again. Thank you for listening. Don't even touch that dial.